Give me a thumbs up so that I know I'm live. And as you know, I'm sitting with a beautiful lady out here. We both are dressed up in the festive attire, and there's a reason to it. And before I go to the reason, I would like to tell you something about my favorite app, which is Appy Store. And as you know, it's a fun learning app for 2 to 8 year old kids. And I've been doing a lot of lives with them, and I love this app. And I personally feel that somebody's mobile ringing. Okay, so till the time it's taken care of, I would like to tell you what this live is all about. This special live, what we have arranged for you, is mainly about the app, Appy Store. It brings immense benefits to all the kids who are using this app, parents who are downloading this app. At the same time, it's festival season. And this app has done something very wonderful for the festivities. And of course, Purnima will tell us about it. And people like mothers who will watch this live full and answer the 3 questions I'll ask in the end will also win an amazing hamper. So are you all excited? Okay, so my mothers are excited, Purnima ji. So here I introduce you to Purnima Jha, who is from Appy Store, and she has been on our live many times, and we all love the content she shares every time. So Purnima ji, this time we are talking about Appy Store. Again, the fun learning app we all are in love with, which is an app meant for 2 to 8 year old kids. And this is available on Google Play Store. And mothers, download the app right now so that when you are looking at this live, you'll understand what am I talking about. So Purnima ji, welcome again. This time, what have you got the exciting stuff for us?
So I think there are lots of exciting stuff for parents and for kids. Before that, I will just like to introduce people who don't know about Appy Store. That like Neha has already said that it's an app for 2 to 8 year kids. I'll say yesterday also in Deccan Chronicle, actually they covered us as one of the top 10 app as a progressive app. Because it's not only about showing the video content to the child, but at the end of the day, what do you want your child to learn, what do you want your child to achieve? And that Appy Store has been very consciously trying to create a learning platform. And that is the reason it's not only the app, we also have the worksheets for kids. Okay. For those 2 to 8 year kids. So because we feel ki learning, we want our child to learn, and the app and the worksheet, they are just means to achieve it. Sure. So videos, we came up with the video because we know that most of the kids are visual learner. So when you are giving any concepts through the video, it becomes very easy for them to understand the concept. Sure. At the same time, you want a child to practice because their fine motor skills will be developing. So we have designed the worksheets and the app accordingly.
Okay, and in fact, the sheets what you have been giving us, our mothers, Purnima ji, day before when we had our party, Mumo Karaoke event, Appy Store has given love worksheets to our mothers, and as per the age of their kids. So I suppose you must be the mothers who have already got it. Please post your review if you like it. And before I move forward, Purnima, this is a beautiful month. August is such a beautiful month. We have Rakhi, we have Independence Day, we have Ganesh Chaturthi coming in, we have Independence Day, we have so many festivals around, and of course Friendship Day. So I heard before we started this live that you've got something amazing in Appy Store also for the festivity around, and we are dressed also as festive as we can. Yeah. So tell me what is new in Appy Store in this festival season?
I think so. First, to understand the context that why festival, it's not only about the celebration, because if you see, we take it that a festival is a very good opportunity for us as a parent to teach lots of things that we want, the values that we want to inculcate in our child, the get-togetherness that we want, the social thing that we want our child to be social, and we want our kids to know about our culture, about tradition. So if you see all the festivals, that actually helps us. For example, you told about so many festivals. So where the friendship day we celebrate, it's about the relationship, the relationship you have with your friend, relationship you have with your sibling. When you talk about you in Maharashtra, they have Naraili Purnima, right? So that is, your relationship with the nature. It's not only relationship between the human beings. So many things, so many beautiful things, values you can teach through this.
So you mean to say there's a common thread which is binding all these festivals?
Correct. It's all about the relationship with a human being, with our nature, and can we help our kids to understand the value and appreciate, It's not only about telling the facts, there was a Krishna and there was a Ram. It's more about understanding what value they wanted to create. I am teaching a story of a Krishna and Sudama. I am saying what the friendship actually means. Wow. So it has got such a higher value, and that's why if people who are downloading the app, there are lots of nice stories on Krishna that your kids are going to love. we have on the app today, it's a special because kids actually love Krishna. And
Krishna.
they can relate to that character. You
True.
want to teach so many values to your this
Yeah.
thing. And like you said about the worksheets, so we have got lots of worksheets for the kids, and like Neha has already explained, for different age group we have different work types of worksheets, because the learning outcome that you expect from different age group is different.
True.
So we have English, math, science, social skills, and art and craft, but that will be based on the learning areas that you want to cover. So a child who is for the 2 to 3 years age group, the child is actually, their fine motor skills are not very developed. So most of our activities will be related to that. In the higher age group, where 6 to 8 year kid, we found they are getting more awareness about the global. There are different countries and continents.
Yeah,
so can we give like that? Challenging them, we have got lots of questions related to Olympiad, where 6 to 8 year kids, they are standard 1, standard 2 kids. They do lots of challenging things. Creative thinking, we want to build our creative thinking in our kids. How can we do that? So the worksheets are just a means through which we have incorporated. But if you go and start reading, you will find it's amazing. So when we are teaching, for example, I am teaching you time. So I will not only talk about the clock. I have even asked kids, what will happen if there are no clocks?
Wow.
And I got amazing responses. I will use my mobile, I will use this. So you are actually giving the scope, because today Google has everything. They don't need teacher, they don't need parents to teach. They have to just go.
In fact,
and
the time
speak.
when we teach them, they tell me, Mama, why don't you Google it?
I know. So where their role is, we are not a teacher, we are a facilitator. We have to facilitate the learning, and that is what Happy Store is trying to do.
Wow.
So let me not bring more suspense.
We show this beautiful envelope also. So Mother's Happy Store gives you this kind of amazing envelope. It's a beautiful box in, wherein you have some amazing stuff inside, and Purnima ji will show us what it is.
Correct.
And,
so I can actually show you for
Yes.
this little Krishna crown that kids are going to make. Neha, for example, I talk about the values. You would have seen I keep always talking about the self-awareness, social awareness,
true.
because that is a higher value we want to achieve. I had a survey for 50 moms, and I said, what do you want your child to be? Complete the sentence, and you won't believe most of them wrote. The first answer was, I want my child to be a good human being.
Wow.
But what are we doing for that, and what is the emphasis? The first thing that is in my mind, good human being, how it will become, what are the values,
is a good human being?
how that values will come. Why is that? I was a teacher, and parents will come and say, ma'am, you are a science teacher, science is the best subject, you should focus. The other, ma'am, social studies and all, please don't stress my child for that. Come on, try to understand the value of that. And that is why I keep always coming for this thing.
Talking about that.
So think about this Independence Day. If I have to if there is a very young child and have to talk about the value of the independence, will my child only understand by saying in 1947 this happened? Can my child actually relate to it? I have to teach a child about the freedom. So it's a very simple worksheet which says this parrot gets to eat delicious food, but it's in the inside the cage. Color it and take the correct feeling of me too. It's for a very young kid to understand what does the freedom mean, something that we keep taking for granted.
Wow.
So higher values you want to achieve, but that can come from the simple things that can,
And it also says that later have a discussion with your kid, saying that why freedom is important to us.
Because the beauty is not in the activity. That same thing we keep telling about our app. We have got more than 2,000, 3,000 videos.
True.
And today itself we are having a discussion on the stories and what are the important good stories for kids. And we say use it as a platform. I'm not saying show my story to a child just to engage the child.
Okay.
But it actually gives you a platform to discuss. At the end of the day, every day I am watching a story with my child. Finish the story and then have this discussion thread. Goldilocks, was it right for the Goldilocks to actually venture into the forest when the mother has said don't go? Is it really safe for it?
Rather than just learning about the regular story.
The Cinderella, she lost her shoes. Okay, what would have happened if they couldn't find Cinderella? I'm saying lot of creativity, imagination can go, and you have to give this.
Which I suppose television is killing nowadays, because kids are so hooked to see a certain thing that they have stopped imagining how it is without.
I think so, like what I said, excessive use of anything is bad. We
Mm-hmm.
always tell in to our parents, use 30 minutes. The Happy Store, we are
Yeah,
just
you've been
suggesting,
always saying
we
that.
always say 30 minutes a day because it's about the balanced diet, Neha. There are lots of food items, and sometimes we also give, as a parent, also I'm giving okay, sometimes once a while pizza is okay and ice cream is
Chocolate
okay.
is okay. Yeah.
So for you to understand what is the balance for my child,
True.
what is the learning I want my child to, go through. So
Okay.
there has to be a balance. Like I said, if the child is a visual learner, I have to give, if I have to teach about the internal parts of the body,
Mm-hmm.
showing the video will actually give him the 3D this thing.
Understood.
Correct. At the same time, there is a significance for everything. Recently, so I keep talking to moms. Matlab, in a year, I am sure I talk to at least 1,000, 2,000 moms, and I always say that moms are the best person to tell. I have been a teacher. I have been a curriculum designer, but as a mom, I learned so many things, and that is what is happening with all moms.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get lots of insights from them.
Yeah.
So younger age group parents, they were saying, you know what, 1 to 2 year kids. I know that when the kids listen more, they also start speaking.
Yeah, in fact,
very,
you told me that you are doing something for the younger kids also, because till now, Happy Store is a
Correct.
fun learning app only
And
for kids between 2 to 8 years,
yeah.
but they're doing something for the younger kids also. What is
Correct.
that?
So Neha, like I said, there were people were demanding for some having audio that they can play in the background, and kids can love it.
Okay.
So now we have on our app, we have got a complete audio section for kids.
Okay.
For 1 to 2 year kids, you have to just play the audio in the background. It's not only songs; they are nice lullabies. At the
Wow.
night you just play it, and it's so soothing. You will also sleep.
Wow.
So
Mummies, you need it. Especially my young mom.
Correct. So
And Purnima ji, so why exactly the audio thing?
I think like we said, the beauty of the video is that your child is visually watching something,
True.
and then the child is able to understand the concept. At the
Mhm.
same time, you have to understand what happens if there is no video
Mhm.
and there is only audio. Correct.
Yeah.
So this means your one sense organ is not working. So you are not. I'm not saying you are not seeing that, but if suppose there is a audio playing. So what is happening? The stimulus is the auditory. You are listening.
True.
The people who have one sense organ not working effectively, you would
they
have
say
found
the other
other
senses are
starts
more
working
developed.
better, correct?
True.
So auditory, you remember the time when in the stadium, we didn't have the TV and we used to hear the commentary on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So you are actually visualizing the ball has gone and it has come there.
Yeah.
So that is the beauty of the audio. The child, it gives you, I am teaching you, I play a background, there is an audio story. The child is actually visualizing. There is no Goldilocks picture to actually see it.
Mhm.
The child is visualizing that this is the child, this is the child, it's going into the forest, and the kind of the sound they make, all the audio stories you would have seen, they give the sound for you to actually visualize, it's a night, it's very dark.
Mm-hmm. So the app is playing in the background, mothers, and there's no video because you have younger kids and you don't want to expose them to
Correct.
video.
So for one to
But
two
at the
years,
same
you
time,
just
it's
play
fun
that.
melody songs which are playing
Correct.
around, some amazing stories. What you're saying.
Correct.
Okay, so for 1 to 2 year old, it's an amazing development.
They
App
can
Store
also
has done
download
for
the
us.
app, definitely.
Yeah, mothers. So if you're a new mommy and you have a 1 year old, do try App Store app, download the app, find it on the Google Play Store, and let me also know how it is. In fact, you can put down the comment here also. You can even send a query, and you have a WhatsApp number, Purnima ji. WhatsApp number.
Yeah, my WhatsApp number is 75069366520. So anytime
Can you
I am
repeat it
actually
once more?
yeah 75069366520.
Okay, I'll also put it on the wall copy post up there so that you can also query. If you have any query, you can just put it up there on the WhatsApp. And these guys are amazing at reverting. I've personally tried it. They'll just quickly revert, and for any age kid, you can ask your queries and download the app. Try to understand it more. Any questions related to your kid or related to the app, you can just post it there.
Correct. Actually, we have got lots of child experts, Neha, and we have been doing lots of Ask Expert session with Mumo, where parents have asked their questions. So, for example, when we design our curriculum, everything, we have the child psychologist saying that this is what is good for the child. This will help, in the behavior or the lots of aspects,
Yeah.
So they can definitely ask any concerns that they have related to kids.
Yeah, I
and we
suppose
have
Ask Your
experts who can
Expert is
help.
something which is a very favorite column in Momo. and Happy Store has been powering it always. They've got amazing set of experts, and very soon we'll be having an interface with these experts. So that's a secret. I'm not telling you more about it. But at the same time, Purnima ji, I've always seen you talking a lot about self-awareness and social awareness, and today also you talked about it. So can you tell our mothers, first time who are watching Happy Store live video, to stress a little bit more about what this concept is and why it is important for kids?
Yeah, so like what we say, self-awareness, knowing about myself. Though this thing looks very simple, what happens in our day-to-day life, you will find there are people who understand others. We have got people who will be having a good interpersonal relationship, but they are not confident. What is going wrong? Because you are not aware of your strength. If I'm aware more about your strength, I will be always thinking, oh, I am not good. So that is what happening with the kids also when they go to the school. At the home they are the center of attraction. They are only one. When they go to school, they have to adjust with lots of kids. They are the social adjustment is something that they have to that plays a big role.
Very big,
Correct.
yeah.
So I think that's why we keep telling about good awareness about my strength and my weakness, understanding about others, how others think, how should I be communicating with people. These are very important life skills that sometimes you miss, because as a mom no one actually wants anything bad for the child. I want best for my child, but to understand what are the things, what is best. As soon as my child starts speaking, should I be just focusing on if my child is understood ABCD, or should I be I should be actually watching for the signs and say my child is confident to face the world. A small child going to a big school, what are the things that a child will need for the personality development.
True.
So that's why in our app there is a separate section for the social skill, because we feel the social skill is so important for a child. And same thing happens with the worksheet. All the worksheet that we send, sometimes parents will say, no, I am very interested for maths and English and science. And I say, what is your expectation? You want your child, to develop and have a good career. But in the good career, I am in an office. If I don't know how to adjust with 10 people, won't that affect my career life also?
That's the primary.
So that is
stepping
the
stone.
beauty of those social skills that you have to teach to your child.
Oh, lovely. So I feel you're really creating a wholesome experience for the parents.
Correct.
It's not just about the academic experience, but it's also about life skills. So guys, as I told you in the start of the video, also listen to Purnima's answer very, very keenly. Not because it will help you as a parent, but also because it will help you win a hamper today. Okay. So of course, hamper is a very small thing in front of the learning we are doing today with the fun learning app Happy Store. And as I told you earlier, I used to talk about this app being meant only for 2 to 8-year-old kids. But now they've also introduced some amazing stuff for younger kids like 1 to 3 year old also.
In fact, we have got something new for 2 to 3 year also.
Oh, what's that?
So we have videos. There are lots of conceptual videos that the child can watch. But apart from that, we were also getting requests from parents. Can my child also do something on the mobile? You are teaching the A is for A for apple, B for ball. Can you do something that my child becomes interactive for the child?
Oh, it's this interactive video now.
Correct. So it's a digital activities that we have introduced for 2 to 3 year kids.
Okay.
You will get an activity section where you have lots of activities. If the colors are there, so there's a teddy bear, and then you have to say which color is this, and then you match it. Then you have to drag and drop. You can have lots of fun activities that kids can do. So we have recently launched for 2 to 3 year, and very soon we will be doing for the other age group.
Wow. So you indeed have given a lot of surprises to my mother where they can practice their learning and at the same time they can have more fun around it. So mothers, do try it and let me know how it is. So Purnima ji, it was wonderful to know about Happy Store, but I would like to ask you one more question. A lot of parents, a lot of mothers in turn are always concerned about, academic skills also. So of course we've talked about social awareness, and I've seen Happy Store has also contributed in that because I've personally experienced a lot of your worksheets.
Correct.
And your Janmashtami video, what you talked about, is again also helping them learn in the academics, at the same time also connect to the roots India has, the mythological experience. So wholesome, the entire experience is quite 360-degree. If you can tell me how it is also beneficial for the academics part of it.
Correct. So what we consider is that learning is a journey. It's not only about that. The standard of I am in first standard and then my second standard. They all are not different things. There is a continuity in the journey in which we we say ki the child is between 2 to 3 years. In the school they say ki the child is in standard 1 or 2. So there is, we call it as a learning path.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
journey.
that is a journey. So in journey, we call it there are 2 levels in the App Store, level 1 and level 2 for each year.
Okay.
So what we say, if for example, if my maths is there, we call it as a number and logic section, because we say ki it's not only about the numbers, it's helping your child to build a logical skill. So for example, so each the child, how it learns maths. So there will be counting, there will be, when the child is confident with the numbers, you will start teaching them addition, then subtraction, multiplication. So there is a continuity in that. So we have a complete curriculum made
you
for
develop
that.
step by step.
It's a step by step, you know.
Wow.
Today, if I am learning something, I am learning alphabets. That is a pre-learning for me to learn the words. There's a continuity, you know. So that is we very well maintained, because we have got lots of teachers who are helping us to build that. This age group child needs these other things. What is the prerequisite? Is that covered in the portion? And then what should be next
level.
So there is a complete continuity. If you will see, that's what, you know, when we send the worksheets to parents, they get, this month you have this, and next month this will be coming. So you understand that this is the way it's
there's
going.
a proper orientation.
Correct.
And Purnima ji, a lot of people are watching us. So I suppose we're already touching 2000. And there's one mother who's asking a very interesting question. I'll not be able to take a lot of questions today, but of course this one is quite apt. She's asking that if I want to create a stable, caring relationship at home for my kid, is it only the skills, or is it only the parent, or is it only the environment which is responsible? And if, as a mother, can I do something about it? So she wants to know how can she create a stable and caring relationship with her kid. So she has a
I think
girl.
there are lots of aspects, Neha, like she's herself saying ki the environment will play a role. Mother and child's relationship will play the role. So in every relationship, that trust is the most important factor.
True.
So if my child does something wrong, it's a very unfortunate accident one of my colleague shared. So there was a dog who has bited a child, okay, and it was a 3 or 4 year kid.
The pet dog.
No, it was a stray dog. And the child, she was 3, I think, and she didn't go and inform her mom because she was scared. Her mom has been telling, you know, this is not good. And he said, ki, the girl actually passed away after some time. I'm saying that trust has to be with my child, you know, कि whatever you do, please come to me. The child should not be scared कि मम्मी मुझे डांटेंगी. He should know she is the first person who will believe me.
In fact, Purnima ji, talking about the recent incidents which happened in a school in Bombay, the rape incidents with a small little kid, is again must be a lack of communication only, because it happened for 3 or 4 days continuously.
So these are, you know, these are the very sensitive issues, and as a mom, we can relate to it. It's very unfortunate.
Mothers,
so I think that is the first thing. You know, moms are the best friend. The relationship which you share with a child is the best thing that is created by the God. The rest all are the man-made relationship. So that should be the confidence that a child should have. Ki mom is the first person. I do anything wrong, I can just go to her and say.
And how do you create that as a mother?
I think the first thing that confidence, you know, sometime if my child does something wrong, I can't just say whatever you are doing is correct. I have to, at the end of the day, I have to correct that. But please don't try to correct it in front of others. Initially, you know, sometime I will say, why are you doing like this and that? And then he became so conscious and said, please don't say this in front of my friends.
Okay, so first tip is don't correct your
I think,
kids
you know,
wrong.
We have to understand their self-respect also. You know, sometimes we feel we are adults, so we have a self-respect and they don't. That is why we keep telling them. So you have built up that confidence. Wow. You know, small things. We say ki you have a story time, bedtime every day. Why? Because you need a time, because as a mom, you 24/7 you are actually working. So you need a special time to say that this is the time I'm going to spend with my child for my bonding, you know. Wow. So these are the small things.
Like how you keep for time management for every little thing in your house. Do we really keep some time aside only for bonding with our kids? Away from our mobile phone, away from our television.
And you know, we are doing so nowadays. I'm really amazed at so many activities moms do. I sometimes feel, oh, मैंने तो ऐसा नहीं किया. But all I'm saying is that we need a time which is only between me and my son. I don't want any third person and don't want any activity. What can we do together which will actually make our relationship strong?
In fact, that's a beautiful idea, mothers. A lot of you go for play dates and mother-kid bonding sessions. But what Purnima is saying has a very deeper meaning, because you are spending not the time with some other mothers also who are bringing the kids on, but at your own place, you are creating some time for just the mother and the kid bonding. And that's beautiful. And I suppose that would definitely work wonders. And I know when Purnima talks, we all want to just keep asking questions. And there are questions already lined up on my list. But I'm not really taking questions, because this time I wanted to introduce you to the Appy Store app once again, especially when they're doing some amazing activities around festivities and they've created some worksheets around festivals. Purnima ji, if you can show them the app on your phone once in front of the camera.
Yeah,
Your phone is here? Okay, amazing. So mothers, of course, you are downloading it. Mothers who don't have an Android or are only on Apple, please make sure that you download it from the Google Play Store if you have an Android phone at home, and she'll show you how it looks.
So I think if you are able to see, there is a learn
I
about
also opened it on
festivals.
my phone.
Yeah, there is a song section, nursery rhymes, stories, animals, prayers, colors. So there are lots of categories under which you will get the videos. So you can actually explore it.
And it's a very child-friendly app, mothers. When you get in there, you'll understand that the kid will also understand everything, and they are more smarter than us nowadays. So if you say they have accounting, they have animals, they have stories, they have every activity, they have dedicated areas for songs and all these things.
Yeah.
And plus, whatever you keep upgrading this.
Correct.
And
So
of course,
it's not
Deccan Chronicle
static
has
that you have just
already
put it.
featured you as a top 10
Yeah.
app, one of the top
Yeah.
10 app for kids. So Mother's Appy Store being a wonderful, wonderful app. Do check this out and let me know how it was. How was your experience? If you have some feedbacks to give them, they'll be
We'll be
definitely
very-
be working on it. So I suppose that's it from us for this
Yeah,
live.
sure.
But as I know this was quite an interesting live, and you want me to test whether you've seen it or not, mothers. Of course, I'm joking, but yeah, I want to give a hamper to a mother who's keenly listened to both of us. So I have three interesting questions for you, mothers. One is, Purnima ji gave you their WhatsApp number to ask any queries. I want you to tell me quickly down there in the comment what was the WhatsApp number they gave you to ask any query. So if you have listened to the entire conversation, she's repeated it twice. So please put it out there as question number one. What is the WhatsApp number of Appy Store to connect for any queries? Second question, they've asked you to download a video on Janmashtami, which is they've just created. I want you to download that and tell me what have you found as the most beautiful thing in that video, which you might have not seen earlier in the Janmashtami story. Of course, Krishna is loved by all of us, and you all know the story of Janmashtami, but just check that video. They have something very, very unique. You have to put that up there in the answers and tell us what do you like the most in that. You can comment in a different comment. Also, just write that this is the answer number 2. And the third very important question is, Purnima ji spoke about 2 important life skills which Appy Store is helping you induct in the kid. At the same time, you as a mother have a responsibility to make sure that your kid is introduced to that life skill. What are those 2 life skills? Okay, so easy peasy 3 questions, and I'll not repeat it because you have to listen to me properly to answer this. And the surprise is that we are sending you an amazing hamper, Appy Store and Mumo together to one lucky mother. In fact, we can make it 2. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
So 2 lucky mothers will definitely answer it. It's not about the time, it's about the right answer you give. So thank you for watching us.
Thanks,
It's always
Neha.
a pleasure to have you with us, Purnima ji.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful Appy Store office. I love them for the positive vibe they have here and the positive difference they're making in and giving back to society so wonderfully. So thank you, mothers, for watching it. Thank you, Purnima
Thank
ji.
you.
Bye bye.